Team Serenity, they do like their Storm, so I could see it. They also like their Queen of Pain, but that hero hasn't been featured too much in many of our games. So.
They play it in an interesting way, too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they ever?
I don't know if you've heard about it.
Oh, yeah. No, I think the kids know.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up going for. Serenity, as we've always talked about, expecting the unexpected. It would be maybe a little bit scary, too, if you start to like rotate in a Shadow Demon maybe early on and a Mirana. Although those two are probably going to be late. But regardless, a lot of team fight from Vici Gaming this time around, which is what we saw last time. It's weird to think right now with like the reserve time getting lower and lower for Vici and how long it took to get into this game that they're the ones worried, but they're up a game. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I guess you're right. It does kind of feel like they took a long time, but I guess they're just securing very good options for themselves, and yeah, they certainly deserve the win too. They played a lot better. Game 1, they had a way better strategy going together, and be the Ember Spirit. Okay, so that is kind of a greedier mid, and can do fine against the Dragon Knight. Not the Storm Spirit, but the Ember. Very similar stuff. Kind of feel like support Zeus would have been kind of cool here too. I feel like the Tiny's going to lean more in towards the core role now that there's a lot of value in the Silver Edge versus the Dragon Knight. And so that'll be probably the offlaner, Ember Spirit mid, PL in the safe lane, and then we'll opt for some sort of a hero to combo with the Tiny in lane. Could be the Crystal main, and they can just grab a different hero for the PL as well, which is very realistic here.
It did feel more like a normal draft this time from Team Serenity. They got stuns, They got things to keep people in place a little bit longer. The Magnus is going to get banned.
It's a cool ban. Just like, okay, it could be support Tiny, and then they just opt in towards this offlane Magnus, and we have a empowered Ember.
A hero that I think is overlooked for how much it brings to the table, particularly against something like a PL. Because if they wanted to run like a last pick Lesh or something for Vici, then you've got like this magic resistance reduction on all those illusions, and then you just sort of double down on being able to clear through them. Could be kind of cool. Or some other magic damage hero. Honestly, Mirana in a way is already that.
Turn to pick.
And then the Husk got removed, so making sure Ember will have an okay time at the very least. Or whoever has to go mid. Sometimes the Tiny may have to go if they end up picking something even more devastating. But nothing really springs to mind. So Team Serenity, how do you want to close this out? They have the catch of the Ember. They have possibilities of a nuking roaming Tiny that can set up for a Boots of Traveling in Ember Spirit, so I like that as a duo, as a core. But there is still that flexibility to throw this to the support.
5 seconds remaining.
Is there any teamfight breaking support here that would be okay? I don't think Naga's really that great anymore. Yeah. Phoenix actually looks pretty good. Yeah, Phoenix is okay. Phoenix is definitely the only downside is Mirana has that attack speed to work well, and it's just not a hero that we've seen coming up from Team Serenity either, so maybe we won't get it.
I could do something like an Earth Spirit that's come back in style a little bit. Those like help initiate the team fights. I guess that they already have a little bit of that extra range with the Earth Spirit finding slight chains and stuff. But a little bit of follow-up afterwards.
It's good to get into the mind of Team Serenity. We don't know them all too well, and okay, teamfight breakup, not the Phoenix, but the Wyvern instead. Good choice. Really like it there. I'm just, I'm zoning. I had Storm Spirit. They went Ember Spirit. I said Phoenix. They went Winter Wyvern. I've got the wrong elements in my head. I can't quite figure it out. I'm sorry, guys. Sixth game. I'm clearly falling off. The wheels are gone. And Vici, they're going to try and keep straight rolling, though. Go for the final victory here.
The one thing that's a little bit sketchy about this is Cold Embrace with like ET and Mirana feels like you're setting somebody up to die.
That's true. Or to get chronoed.
And this again, it feels like this is really the Vici style. When I think of them, I think of like big teamfight ultimates and big teamfight abilities. Stomp, Chronosphere, the Mirana stuff even, like the damage that you throw into it in a big AoE around you. All of this feels like a very Vici-oriented draft, but we've seen that sometimes fall off at this tournament where they haven't had the best results so far in the group stage.
Okay, so I guess ZinQ going to be playing a core Wyvern here, it looks like.
Okay.
It's a good way to get some team breakup out of your offlane. And PYW, he played very well on that support Ursa. Honestly, I don't think he could have asked for anything more out of the first 20 minutes of that pick. So if he can do the same thing here on the Tiny, maybe that'll be enough for them.
He reminds me of DJ.
5 seconds remaining.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, come on now. DJ has been a literal god. I can't just give it to Mr. PYW. I don't even know how to say his name.
Me of DJ.
It reminds me what?
Like the way.
Well, you remind me of OD Pixel, but it's not the same thing.
Destroyed. Oh god, it hurts. I'm happy to be Paw. I'll be PYW. We're gonna hang out together. We're gonna form an anti-truck
You're gonna go
club.
find him down at the hotel. You guys are gonna be cool together. Go watch some games later. Try and get some insight from the boy.
He's probably gonna reject me too. Jesus. All right. Well, TI8 back in full effect as we go into the third series. Game 2, Team Serenity looking to get on the board against the Vici Gaming team. My goodness. Razzi, Faceless Void. How many times has this guy taken over a game?
I know. He's so good. He, I don't know. I feel like I like him when he doesn't have a lot of pressure in terms of like his spell casting though. I always picture him as like the mop and bucket kind of a guy. You know, where he wants everyone else to be casting the Chronos and do that stuff, and he just does the damage. But then he surprised me because he already had one game earlier today where he played the Void and did an exceptionally well job. So going through into this one, at least I think he was playing the Void. I didn't actually check. Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, he did good. 6-3 and 13 to finish off there.
Nifty. I like to see it. All right, well, let's see as we hop into this one. First player to get 50 last hits. What's that?
Oh, I got to get some of these things right. I'm not doing too hot. We weren't able to click them on the other streams.
I just click them randomly.
Yeah, same. I just like quickly do it and close it.
We'll say that there's going to be 56 plus player deaths at the end of the game. Oh lord, this is going to be amazing. I'm actually so hyped for this game. I think that like ET is one of my favorite heroes to watch because it always sets up for like the big plays. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like this, you see the Earth Splitter go out there and you know that something is going to pop and then all of a sudden it goes off. It's great.
I think Shadow Fiend does that for me, you know? Just it doesn't matter how changed that hero gets. The way he swags across the map and the big ulties. Get to watch him dominate someone in the mid lane too. Always some good stuff, but at least your hero's in this one, so we'll have to be focusing on the Elder Titan in this one. And he's going to be starting down in the bottom with Paparazzi. He's a little bit of a bully lane here. I suppose it makes sense when you really want your SD and Mirana playing together, eh?
Well, and they've got themselves a ton of, like, you know, just regen in this lane also. You've got 6 tangos, a salve as well. Is ZZ going to try and steal away this bounty rune? Is in fact going to go over to Paparazzi. The punches. PL taking a beating. It's not stopping now. Serenity in some trouble. One more hit. They get the kill. Saved the point.
All right, man, just the walk at. That looks like an Orb of Venom kill sort of a play. And nope, not required. 362 move speed now with these booties.
Oh, man.
Now that is a way to start this lane. You're going to have to try and body block and hold this one way back as looks like some cheeky wave shenanigans going on.
You know, see, this is the point in the game where I would say, and this is where the lane becomes really tough. It is 40 seconds into the game. This lane is not going to go well for them here, I feel like.
Yeah, Crystal Main's out of mana. Because she already spent one of the Crystal Novas just attempting to save ZZZ, and it didn't work.
That's where you really wish it would have been XCJ that would have died. He has 1 mango, but yeah, this could definitely be tough. Still will be able to secure themselves some of the last hits on the range creeps, I'm sure. And meanwhile, mid lane, it's just going to be a farm fest for sure. And last hit a little bit better.
This PYW guy, I don't know about it. Is he really a support if you're queuing up treads? This guy has found some sort of a secret here to just get himself these support heroes, and he's just able to buy whatever he wants.
It's true, he kind of does just do whatever. And he's going to solve up now. Also, the aura coming in, so I think that it makes sense that you do it like this early on, as the Arctic Barn is going to lay into 11, because it costs too much mana to go for like avalanche tosses early on. This is better harassment, it feels like.
Yeah, you get way more value out of this, because he's just going to walk at Fenrir and try and force out disruptions. But in the bottom, you can see now Paparazzi is getting zoned back. It's not a lot of burst damage in this lane, right? Like, it's very kind of slow damage over time, so you can just use a Lance and then wait for the time so that it's not going to be able to be time walked off, and then you go for Crystal Nova and just slowly beat down the regen from Paparazzi. But Lanham rotating from behind. He's still level 1, so no stomp, or they could actually have a decent play here.
They have a lot of right-click damage, though, and he's going to punch away at these two, but another, again, Crystal Nova feeling the deeps, and a sort of lane will ebb and flow back and forth depending on who has their abilities up.
Yeah, I like this use of the time dilation really early on, too. because Crystal Maiden, you know, she's jump past the Q, and then you just instantly counter with the time dilation to slow them down and turn. And plus, there's a good chance you're going to get 2 of the abilities out of the PL when the Phantom Rush goes off.
Oh, yeah. Well, so far, everybody kind of having a decent time. It looks like Tiny is a little bit behind, but cut him some slack considering he's technically the support. And Ava, or rather Toss,
One way to catch up.
Fenrir, he's just dead.
Yeah, quick kill.
You like to see? Paparazzi. I have to back out, but yeah, bottom, or top lane rather, they're sort of battling behind the tower at this stage, and mid as well, trading off, even CS, nothing really to write home about.
They have a couple of creeps here if they want to actually make a pull at the 20-second mark. Curious what the play is here from the Radiant.
Stomp
bottom,
down.
yeah.
Doesn't have a way out of that, and the punches come through. Again, the PL is gonna die. Now this is the problem that we identified in the lane. Every now and then you're gonna force back Vici, but pressure will come with that ET.
Yeah, at the very least, they did block off the camp, right? To make sure that Lanham couldn't abuse the hard camp, but just keep stacking all that damage. Or else then it would have been a lot of problems to PL, so... life is better than one would think with that duo coming down here. Back up top, a lot of harass onto 11, dropping very low. Oh, the Splinter Blast too. Ooh, 29 HP.
They want to get the punch in. He's trying to juke away. They see where Xingqiu is, and they're going to be able to get the poison. And the arrow, the follow-up. F11 is a madman. They managed to get the kill. Avalanche and...
Oh, come on!
Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. What a player.
Yeah.
Oh, throw the tree at him. Why do you go back?
There's 11, dude. I tell ya. It's his MO. Can't help himself. He just has to go for these things.
Is there any chance that he like wanted to die because then he can out?
I mean, he was low enough that the neutrals were pretty close, though.
That's true.
To be fair. And Fenrir now, he might be in a bit of trouble too. The toss with the mango. Oh, the disruption!
Nice play there as well. Xingqiu's still in the area, and Fenrir will eventually die.
Yeah,
They
not
made him
quite.
work for it.
Thought maybe, yeah, TV's come through, but let him. He has nothing to rotate down or up there with. So. Well, meanwhile, mid lane, we haven't talked about that. Oh, well, no time for that. ZZ just forced to pop up that time dilation, and he's like, oh,
That's what happens.
Yeah.
This is why this hero is so good. And Lanham going for the stomp and going to be able to secure himself a bounty rune, give a punch there to break the salve, or just pass away into the nether realm.
I God, they don't even go for that one.
Oh, 4 stacks. Fenrir. What a play. So really, I always like Shadow Demon too, like the way that the hero works, where it's not like one big skill shot you gotta hit, it's like 4 small ones in a row, you know what I mean? That's cool.
That's a lot of gold for that solo kill for an enemy support. 331 for the Shadow Demon. That gives him his boots. She can just duck in here and buy right now.
Disruption, arrow. After that is the combo that we've seen time and again. The follow-up, Xingqiu. Do have a little bit more Shadow Poison coming out. Fenrir, seeing if he can find him. They do manage to find the stomp, but Q still able to walk away, living through this one now as they want to get the kill just
that range
outside
was
of
so
range.
close.
And Lanham, he's never given up. Look at this madman. They throw out the arrow. It's just barely off the mark.
Oh
Lanham,
no.
they think he jukes to the other side. They're going to miss the stomp and likely going to lose his life as Xingqiu just a little bit too takey. 11 is going in for this. They toss him away. They don't manage to hit with the Star Storm. They kill off Lanham, almost not quite dead, but they will kill 11, and now they show back up. Vici Gaming have lost their damn minds.
11. This guy never fails to disappoint. I love him. The raindrops. No one respecting the raindrops here. They saved Fenrir for a long time, and then they end up providing Xingqiu with the survivability as well as they start diving him under the tower. And a little shrine to get everyone back and fighting for him here. But finally, back in the mid lane. We haven't talked about this at all. There's actually 2 heroes here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it based off of the kill feed, but Ori's been chilling out, Dragon Knighting away here, getting 47 and 9, and he's got a hefty little advantage here, but not too much up against ZYD. I mean, you are also an Ember Spirit, so you're kind of okay just getting decent farm and trying to get in towards those bigger items. Should have a pretty decent path towards bots, you would think, in this matchup, and maybe try and kill around the map with his support Tiny.
That's kind of weird. Well, Lanham is now going to be able to get a stomp to escape away from the PL for the moment. But what I was saying I feel like is kind of weird is that on the one hand, PL and Ember late game are just monsters. They're normally impossibly hard to deal with. But you've got this caveat here in this game, which is Chronosphere. And Chronosphere kind of beats everything if you can catch a couple of heroes in it.
Paparazzi definitely getting the short end here, though. He's not going to have one of those like really quick games. He is super poor in this match. He's been given that task of becoming the anti-carry and trying to slow down an opponent. Hasn't worked all that well. I feel like ZZ, you know, he's doing quite fine at this point. No third hero rotating down because they're just too busy in the top lane. And Lanham, of course, making the rotation top too.
UID spots out the Mirana there, but a quick jump away. This is on the arrow. Make sure that she gets out of there. Looks like ZYD trying to build into the Aquila on the Ember. Again, 8 minutes in, it's only a 1,000 gold lead for Serenity. They are hoping to get these heroes farmed up and then start moving around the map as a pack, possibly, with Ember just pushing out those side lanes.
Yeah, likewise, Paparazzi would hope to have something with that first Chrono, but they don't have a very good kill threat with Chrono. It's going to require 11 to come down here with an arrow and the Star Storm, because there's no Witch Doctor or anything like that, right? Where you have a support that can actually provide the nuke line or something.
Yeah, and Lanham is level 3. Like, if he had his ulti, maybe then.
Sure.
But it's not looking great for
yeah,
that.
he's at a point where even if he got Tome right now, he wouldn't be 6.
No.
That's a bit painful. But at the very least, Fenrir will be getting 6 because he's just been so active in these kills up top, as well as staying in the lane the whole time. But speaking of kills, Ember Spirit will be stopped by the disruption, though, so won't be able to chase down Fenrir.
Nice play there by the Shadow Demon. Sure that his cores stay alive.
Look at Zenki just holding this tower. Been here for a while up against the Dragon Knight. But the ulti's coming through, and this is it. Ori wants this tower, I think.
This is so cool. Like, I really like the decision to take the Tiny and give him the majority of the CS after you end up having Zincu get the levels. Because as a Winter Wyvern, like, core, it's not really that great. But PYW is going to be able to scale into the later game and be a damage dealer.
Yeah, he's listed, like, as a support player, but this guy does this a lot, right? Where they kind of play the 2 3.5s. There's a couple teams that do this. I would say TNC are classified as the same thing with Sam H.
Right.
Where there's a lot of games where he has sacrificed a lot to just, he gets the basic levels and stuff on like a Nyx Assassin, and then from there they give the gold to a different hero that can be just as impactful, like for Tim's. So they're maybe mimicking that sort of a strategy here for themselves, and the only person who suffers in that is XCJ, as he has to watch Paparazzi walk away from the Chrono. But if you force out a defensive Chrono like that, who cares?
Yeah, you're perfectly happy with it. But Paparazzi, you get the bounty room.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how you do it, man.
I don't know if that's value. Maybe. Depends on how much gold you get from your kills, and he doesn't have the best killing partners. But PYW purged up, throws the catapult. A little bit of vision there.
Now they'll back out again. Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Like, if he is not going to be able to find a kill with anybody, just keep farming. Throw out that Chronosphere to keep yourself alive. Why not?
Curious what his itemization will be like, too. If he can actually afford to go for the Mask of Madness, will he get enough space to make good use of that? Does he feel pressured to go into something, you know, maybe just like... I mean, he doesn't even have his treads yet, so... Item builds are not really his problem at the moment.
I mean, the one thing that's sort of a positive right now for Vici is that you do have this DK that's 72-10 in terms of last hits denies, top of the net worth. This guy is getting farmed up and will be able to make some room around the map when he makes those rotations with his level 6.
Yeah, it'll have to be in sync with 11. What heroes can they kill? Probably the Ember Spirit.
Or even just pushing towers. Like,
Yep, that's true.
I guess that there's the Winter Wyvern problem, which is still an issue.
Oh, they could just blink on Wyvern.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That works. Yeah,
That's
maybe
good.
maybe kill that hero.
It is TL taking the bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, pretty early defusal.
God, he is quite farmed.
XCJ has just completely left him alone down there. Has a TP ready in case anything happens. They all have TPs prepped on the raiding side except for Ember Spirit. But he's got the best TP available now as he's just purchased his bots. 12 minutes in. Really nice start for ZOID. Doesn't even have the Aquila, just the Wraith Band. Got away with a lot, like zero pressure on his hero.
I will say it's a little bit scary now thinking about that Blink Dagger coming out in a decent time on the Dragon Knight. If they can manage to find him in the fights, could be a quick kill there. As Ori, speaking of him, he walks around, spots out PYW. They Moonlight Shadow afterwards, actually. Chance that they could have taken a fight there with Moonlight, but It's not happen.
Yeah, and they'll just reveal themselves and just force back Team Serenity, but they don't want to go too much. They want to let this take away the pressure they have.
Still in the area.
XCJ hit level 7 and did get the ultimate now.
Oh no. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A good initiation here. I mean, honestly, it still doesn't feel that easy. Like, in a way, you kind of still want Chronosphere to be used in those fights, but if you bring Paparazzi up to the top lane, then he's kind of just stuck there on an island, and then you would have to rotate everybody else out or keep like 3 heroes there, which doesn't feel good anyways.
Yeah, so basically no one's getting farmed in this top lane from VG, and then they just leave Fenrir. Like, now it's his job. It's kind of what XinQ was tasked to do up against the Dragonite in the mid lane. And it worked out very well. Like, he hasn't put any more pressure onto this tower, but Ori has popped the ulti here now. And maybe after this wave, but ZYD is also ready and prepped. Okay, I think they're going to get this tower this time. They're going to bring in the Elder Titan here too.
I mean, if he needs to.
Or not.
Are they really not going to go?
A lot of respect here, I guess. I mean, they don't see the Radiant heroes. They don't know where they rotated to out of top, so they're just playing really cautiously.
I guess they still feel confident if they can just like try and buy some space for Paparazzi to get farmed, but like you said earlier, this doesn't feel like a game where he's just going to be able to take over it because he has been sacrificed so much as far as like what you get.
This is quite the rotation from GZZ. He has the double Blades of Alacrity purchased, can't use them yet, and he's just running into essentially a fight after pushing out the wave all the way to Paparazzi. So just with his team to secure this tower. And with him showing on the wave like this, that's the key for Fenrir to get the hell out of here.
Look at that, the Blink Dagger done for PYW 14 minutes in.
That's a dead Shadow Demon.
That'll happen. Give him more and more punch there, and now take down the tower. Meantime, there's not a whole lot that you can do around the rest of the map, to be honest. They're kind of pushing in towards the tier 1. But I feel like there's a chance that you could still TP back with the Winter Wyvern and use Curse to defend this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be here in time. I don't think there's any real concern. They could just leave GGZ because he just TP'd up top, but he should be survivable enough that with the heroes on the dark side, they can't really get the kill.
You going again? YD looking for that stomp as they pressure.
Yeah, and here it comes. Be a bit cautious here. Remember, there's no DK ulti too, so.
Oh my god, they're all coming.
Oh, arrow misses.
I mean, they didn't get the tower top. What?
Yeah, they just leave GZ though, because he doesn't have TP, right? So he's the one who can stay.
And I guess that Vici don't want to TP everybody to try and fight him either, but Paparazzi potentially could if they brought like one more.
They all TP'd out though, like the Mirana and the Shadow Demon. Well, Shadow Demon died, but
tossing a Frostbite and a kill onto 11. It happened so quick. This is the strength of having this tiny the Blink Dagger so early on.
Yeah, that's a pretty greedy play from 11, but I guess I can understand it. Maybe he thought they would rotate back up top, because like, he saw them all TP mid, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, well, they're going to run back up top with their PL, but the tower's so close to death, I think they knew that you wouldn't respond to that. It's easy to say from my perspective, though, but yeah, sometimes you got to play greedy, sometimes you get rewards for it, and sometimes you get punished with an easy kill, but tower deny? Oh, man, Lion M trying to help the Radiant side get it denied, but they won't be there in time, as it does look like it's exploding there.
Already dead. Yeah, 3,000 gold lead right now for Team Serenity. After pretty textbook early game from them, and they have this kind of quad core going on that hasn't really been punished. This is a huge problem.
Dire's top tower
3k lead for Serenity though. Where do they go from here? So they just look for Boots of Travel kills with this Diffusal Blade. Yeah, pretty much, actually. That is indeed a problem. Meteor Hammer looks like the item for XinQ. Excellent. That's what I like to see.
Your heart out. Yeah, I think that this feels like the type of draft too where they're not really under any pressure at all to get stuff done super quickly, and really in a way the pressure is on Vici to try and slow down at least one of these heroes, because if you go into the mid game, like just look at the net worth graph that you've got here. All of them are ahead of most of the heroes from Vici.
Yeah.
They need to get something done.
I think Paparazzi still hasn't queued up an item, but I think he's going to be forced in the Mask of Madness. It feels like it's his only choice. Like, he has to farm his way back in this game, because I just don't have faith in 11 getting enough damage. I don't think you can just turn this into a utility void.
They're the ones that are trying to get pressure around the other side of the map as they smoke up and will run immediately into 11. He does get the blink away. Chance did not connect, but he sticks around thinking he might want to take that fight. 11 able to get the secondary blink out as Ori trying to chase this one down. Does have the stun, able to connect onto PYW, but unfortunately for them, the arrow is not going to connect. The status resistance and while the slight chains is also there, they slow down everybody on Vici. And it is some amount of space made for Paparazzi to farm, but he has a BKB queued up.
Okay. I guess trying to stay alive. That's a bit rough, but that's definitely not going to increase his farm speed. And Serenity just go into that mid tower. And this is where the items start stacking up on CCZ now for the PL. He's going to get his wand, just increase the stats a little bit, and then he'll go back for that Manta and possibly the heart, possibly the BKB.
Game is really showing me the power of Tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower
Like,
is under attack.
He's very irritating.
Yeah, and in this position 4 role, like, stick the Winter Wyvern somewhere else, and he can just sort of farm up whatever else he wants. They basically traded farm in that top lane, and they ended up with more than either hero from Vici in it. Like, collectively, they both beat out the Mirana.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. It also just comes from like the fact that the Ember essentially utilized the entire jungle, so they just transitioned the Wyvern into the mid lane, and the Tiny just stayed top by himself. So that's how this like the quad core situation is just working out. Just very good distribution here from the Radiant side, and again the sacrifice of XCJ.
Yeah. I mean, he's a critical.
Yeah, it's fine. You know.
He's got a GPM talent later, right?
Yeah, you can catch up. You can get that a little bit later on. It's fine.
They're probably gonna make him take the mana cost mana loss reduction aura.
For the team. I'm surprised he's allowed with just 2 points in Arcane Aura, honestly.
It's true. The heck? My aura.
Oh, Meteor Hammer done now. Would love a smoke now from Serenity. And they've got one on PYW, and there is a Observer Sentry combo up on the high ground here. Wyvern keeps pinging it, but they have a secondary ward in behind too, so even if this goes down, still going to be some okay vision up in the top lane here.
The bigger issue is it just doesn't feel like they have answers. Like, bottom lane, Landham just tried to catch out the Ember Spirit, and he just remnanted it away. So oh,
they're going to get caught in the smoke right under a ward. Okay, so Wyvern's pinging this, saying there's a ward on this high ground over here. And they don't de-ward it. Instead, they just leave it, and they walk back from it. No one else shows on the ward, and they smoke back here, thinking, I saw the ward there. But why would there be a ward back here as well? So I don't know if that's the logic there, but either way, it's not going to work out for them because they're fully spotted. Fenrir is going to tank this. He's just dead. I mean, he knew the smoke was coming.
Yeah.
He's got more important heroes, I guess, but still.
Like, I guess that means that Paparazzi can head out this direction now. But he definitely knew, so decision to do that. Fenrir's... He's willing to take that one. He's got 2,000 net worth. It ain't nothing. Alright, now they're glyphing the waves so that way Paparazzi has to make a choice. Either jump away or die. Just hounding this Faceless Void.
I think you had flown there. That would have been bad news.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He is fully committing in. I was wondering after he bought the Mithril Hammer if we were going to see the Faceless Void go back to the Maelstrom. His bottom lane, they are scouting out ZYD. Viz on the Dragonite. If they could find a stun into an arrow, the ideal situation, but the easiest thing in the world, as it's a Shadow Blade for the DK, and well, ZYD just sort of playing it super safe.
BG's item builds are playing it super safe. I'm just not sure what they're going to be able to do if a 5v5 happens. Clearly they're dodging it as much as possible, but if this is actually going to be a Yules for 11 and then the BKB for the Dragonite now too, it's just, where's the damage? I feel like Elder Titan is the majority of their damage, but he just doesn't have enough levels. Items aren't his problem.
Purge off the Flame Guard. He can't remnant away very easily.
There's no arrow left.
As they do a lot of damage, so that Ember Spirit just blow him up, and now the turnaround, the Winter's Curse. That's going to kill off the Mirana with the Earth Splitter laid through. Not quite enough there. They are going to lose 2 on the side of Vici as UIW looking for more, able to dodge away from the stomp. They kill off another. Serenity came to play.
Oh, he actually finds him. Ori left to reveal himself.
I mean, if they kill off Ori here, that's pretty worth. Do they have anything to break it? No. Avalanche toss. They got Ori caught.
Give him the hammer.
The team one more time. Why not?
Didn't get there in time. Yeah, or he had no choice. So he's about to reveal anyway, so CM just very good scouting play there, and talk about dying and it being worth that. Now that is worth as opposed to Fenrir's. So both teams end up gaining gold, but majority of it heading over to the Radiant side. Most of it going to the Winter Wyvern, 663. So after the Meteor Hammer can now hop in towards perhaps a Blink Dagger. Yeah, actually already done. Wow, Xingqiu has been farming up a Storm.
Definitely where you want to be. Again, it's sort of this dual core that you got. Like, you look at the net worth on all of those heroes, or excuse me, dual
core.
Quad cores.
You guys are an I4.
Jeez.
Technology, wow.
Oh no. 22 minutes and Ember's fine. I thought that they might just go straight for the Chronosphere, but honestly, even then, I don't know if they have enough damage. It's bottom lane. Find the kill onto 11 yet again.
That's like your
Serenity
position.
You're just owning
One sort of hero, basically. I don't know. It's rough. Yeah, the Earth Splitter was still cooldown for like 10 seconds. That's the only reason I didn't try the Chrono, I think. But I don't even know if it would have been a kill, honestly.
PL is going to continue the siege here, along with the Winter Wyvern, clearing out the creeps and now proceeding to take down this tier 2 tower. It is still Paparazzi, uninvolved in any fights, while YW looks for an opening. He is able to find himself one. Abatos dead Fenrir. Now Ori finds the stun, low duration stun because of that status resistance. They will manage to put the Tiny to sleep. It's also the tower that's down.
And PYW has been absolutely exceptional today. Again, even in the loss, it's looking really good.
And what are you doing against this? Like, they really do not have an answer. It's 23 minutes and 9,000 gold lead. They're meteor hammering the tier 3 tower.
And PYW's in.
Like, Paparazzi has a BKB, but that's it. He has to TP back to try and defend against this. I don't know if he's got enough in the tank.
No, Chrono. I mean, you think about this Chrono, it's like once he uses it too, then they really have nothing. So it's like, this Chrono has to be absolutely massive. There's so much pressure on it, and now he's got the same thing going with his BKB. Like, I think he understands that, you know, he has to get very farmed, sure. And if he dies, he can't get farmed. So he's about the BKB first, and now he's going back for that Mask of Madness. But he just feels so delayed, and obviously it shows in his net worth how far behind he is. Now that's a Shadow Blade coming out here for PYW, the more farmed than the Ember Spirit. Tiny here.
It really does feel like it's Vici just having to avoid fights for until the end of days, basically. Like, 4 items from now, I think Paparazzi is going to feel comfortable fighting potentially. And that's just the situation of the game as it is. And Serenity realized that they want to try and put the hurt to him. They find themselves Ori. Do they have any dust, though? Any detection? Sentry Ward, the toss, the Abba. They got him caught. That should be Dead Dragonite, while simultaneously ZYD takes down the Elder Titan. Dropping like flies.
Yeah, and you have 11 and Paparazzi dual pushing a bottom lane together. While their tier 2 is going to go down, and this is likely to be a tier 3 if they want to push. They could just play safe and go back. They don't have the best approaching lineup, so at the very least VG haven't lost that, but tier 3, why would we go for that when they're at Rax available? Great question. Don't do it. Take the Rax instead.
Yeah, really nice to know. I mean, PYW is actually just sitting mid and continuing to push regardless. And these are going to fall down really rapidly. Still no Chronosphere.
Wow, Blink and the Aether Lens.
This is so annoying. Avatos, he just dies!
Sick BKB.
Oh no. I mean, that's the strength of Tiny, right? Like, this is what this hero does and why it's such a problem. But right now it feels like Vici are going out with a whimper, not a roar, as they kill off Fenrir yet again. And there's the Winter's Curse. They're going to drain away all the mana from this man as they blow him up as well. PYW finds the ET. They're going to take down Ori. Somebody stop this match. They are already dead.
Oh, they stopped it and called it GG.
That was the biggest stomp that I've seen this tournament.
Serenity, they keep doing it. They have these game ones, and you're just like, what was that? And then they just come out with a game like this, and you're just like, all right, these guys got some ideas about Dota. PYW destroying. He had the most magic or pure damage done to heroes at game end, as my
Oh.
prediction correctly stated he would.
Nice,
I got
nicely
you
done.
guys. Yeah, no problem. I don't think I said anything, but that's okay. Team Serenity, so what was great about this? I really like this idea of the farm distribution, like having these two cores. Like we're in a meta right now where you want to win these lanes, and then if you can secure this early game, just keep pushing.